In typical Dark Souls fashion, its latest DLC, Crown of the Sunken King, cannot be accessed until roughly halfway through the game. The first of 3 planned DLC packs has you venturing to recover an ancient crown that was lost deep underground. It's accessed from Black Gulch, and you're greeted with 3 more sinister areas which add another 4 or 5 hours of challenging content. The areas are large, sprawling, and interconnected, which do well to mask the linearity, allowing you to explore in a multitude of directions. There's tons of clever shortcuts that lead back to previous areas, as well as plenty of hidden items and secrets. The areas also feature a ton of verticality, making it feel a lot more like the first Dark Souls game. Special switches have been added to the areas, which can be attacked to raise or lower platforms, as well as open secret areas. Activating these are a bit of a puzzle and can have a pretty major effect on the environment, which is a great addition. Unfortunately, the art direction for these zones is a bit uninspired, borrowing heavily from a lot of previous areas. I was immediately reminded of areas like the Lost Bastille, as well as the Ulasil Township from the Artorias of the Abyss DLC from the first Dark Souls. It's all kind of dark, gritty, and indoors. Some added variety between the areas would have been welcome, opposed to more of the same. The enemies that inhabit the DLC are as dangerous as you'd expect, from ghost-like knights that are extremely difficult to kill until you destroy their bodies, to annoying archers, casters, insects, and more horrifying monstrosities. There's no shortage of formidable enemies in Crown of the Sunken King. Swarming enemies are a larger threat than ever, and status ailments like poison and corrosive damage are rampant. The boss fights are very difficult as well, as each of them are on par with some of the hardest bosses out of any Souls game. They require planning and quick reflexes to overcome, and will surely test even the most hardened Souls veterans. Ultimately, Crown of the Sunken King is worth playing if you're a fan of the series and looking for new content. It doesn't add quite as much variety and content as Artorias of the Abyss added to Dark Souls 1, but with 2 more DLC packs planned, I can't wait to see what other challenges From Software adds next.